Hello, today I will read Deuteronomy chapter 11. Chapter 10 it was about remember about what God made and how he gave Moses two stone tablets, and which he broke. In those two tablets were written with the God's finger the laws, but Moses became angry because of the Israelites made an idol, a cattle, a golden cattle, and cattle of gold, and they were praying at that, and God was angry too. But Moses was angry and broke the stone tablets, which I don't understand why. But on the second tablet, he taught Moses to chisel the tablets, and God just he was written with his finger, which means first tablets were like I think more. It was made by God. They were chiseled by God, and yeah. And after that is it was an advice to fear the Lord your God, walk in all His ways, to love Him, to serve the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, and to observe the Lord's commands and decrees. Now let's see what's next in the chapter 11. Love the Lord your God and keep His requirements, His decrees, His laws, and His commands always. Remember today that your children were not the ones who saw and experienced the discipline of the Lord your God, His majesty, His mighty hand, His outstretched arm, the signs He performed, and the things He did in the heart of Egypt, both of Pharaoh king of Egypt and to his whole country. Both two, yeah. Pharaoh king of Egypt and to his whole country. What he did to the Egyptian army, to its horses and chariots, how he overwhelmed them with the waters of the Red Sea as they were pursuing you, and how the Lord brought lasting ruin on them. It was not your children who saw what He did for you in the desert until you arrived at this place, and what He did to Dathan and Abiram, sons of Eliab the Reubenite, when the earth opened His mouth right in the middle of all Israel and swallowed them up with their households, their tents, and every living thing that belonged to them. But it was your own eyes that saw all these great things the Lord has done. Observe therefore all the commands I am giving you today, so that you may have the strength to go in and take over the land that you are crossing the Jordan to possess, and so that you may live long in the land that the Lord swore to your forefathers to give to them and their descendants, a land flowing with milk and honey. The land you are entering to take over is not like the land of Egypt from which you have come, where you planted your seed and irrigated it by foot as in a vegetable garden. But the land you are crossing the Jordan to take possession of is a land of mountains and valleys that drinks rain from heaven. Wow, interesting. That drinks rain from heaven. It is a land the Lord your God cares for. The eyes of the Lord your God are continually on it from the beginning of the year to its end. Wow. Garden of Eden or something like that. I think the Eden Garden was in that place before the flood or something like that. I think nearby. But it's still in the center of the earth, in the middle of the earth, which is very wow. So if you faithfully obey the commands I am giving you today to love the Lord your God and to serve Him with all your heart and with all your soul, then I will send rain on your land in its season, both autumn and spring rains, so that you may gather in your rain new wine and oil. I will provide grass in the fields for your cattle, and you will eat and be satisfied. Be careful, or you will be enticed to turn away and worship other gods and bow down to them. Then the Lord's anger will burn against you, and He will shut the heavens so that it will not rain, and the ground will yield no produce, and you will soon perish from the good land the Lord is giving you. Fix these words of mine in your hearts and minds. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Teach them to your children, talking about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Write them on the doorframes of your houses and on your gates, so that your days and the days of your children may be many in the land that the Lord swore to give you, your forefathers, as many as the days that the heavens are above the earth. Wow. So, to teach your children, to talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk around the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Write them on the door frames. Yeah, you can make like verses from the Bible. You can put them on your house. That your children and you to look at that and to remember God, to remember what is the law of God, what is the way of light, and still I think it's better than an icon. An icon with a saint or something. It's yeah, you see just an image. Maybe you remember, maybe not, or I really don't know. Maybe some of the people will look at the image and they say, "Oh no, that icon, he see me if I am doing something wrong, and I feel guilty." I don't know if it's that case, but it's still weird. Better put verses on your house. And the picture you can, but still you are not allowed to pray at anyone, just God, to God. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Or to talk with the dead people, or no, it's not okay. It's against the God's laws. God laws. If you carefully observe all these commands I am giving you to follow, to love the Lord your God, to walk in all His ways, and to hold fast to Him, then the Lord will drive out all these nations before you, and you will dispose these nations larger and stronger than you. Every place where you set your foot will be yours. Wow. So I must travel all along the earth just by walking on foot. Your territory will extend from the desert to Lebanon. So, desert to Lebanon. And from the Euphrates River to the Western Sea. No man will be able to stand against you. The Lord your God, as he promised you, will put the terror and fear of you on the whole land, wherever you go. See, I am setting before you today a blessing and a curse. The blessing if you obey the commands of the Lord your God that I am giving you today. The curse if you disobey the commands of the Lord your God and turn from the way that I command you today by following other gods which you have not known. When the Lord your God has brought you into the land you are entering to possess, you are to proclaim on Mount Gerizim the blessings, and on Mount Ebal the curses. As you know, these mountains are across the Jordan, west of the road, toward the setting sun, near the great trees of Moreh, in the territory of those Canaanites living in the Arabah, in the vicinity of Gilgal. You are about to cross the Jordan to enter and take possession of the land the Lord your God is giving you. When you have taken it over and are living there, be sure that you obey all the decrees and laws I am setting before you today. Okay? What we can learn from here is this. See, I am setting before you today a blessing and a curse. The blessing if you obey the commands of the Lord your God that I am giving you today. The curse if you disobey the commands of the Lord your God and turn the way that I command you today by following other gods which you have not known, or doing something against the God's laws. So the Israelites were put in a situation that they should choose. They must choose. Not they must choose. They cannot turn back. They promised that they will follow God, their fathers, their parents, and they are not in the position to only to choose to be blessed or cursed, but not to. But even if all the earth, every people are in that, we are not in we cannot say, oh, I follow God or not. And if I follow God, these are the blessings and these are the curses. And if I not, I have nothing to do with God and no blessing and no curse. No, it's not like that. The blessing and the curse is still available, because the God is not just is the God of the universe, that He created everything, and you cannot get out from this existence and say, I am not from this existence, I have nothing to do with God. But you are created by God, and even your soul are from God. Yeah, that was the chapter. may the God bless me, protect me, and delight me in the next chapter too. And if you want, you will see me there too. God bless you all and goodbye.